think it's one of the reasons why when I saw your profile on Podmatch, why I was really interested to talk, because I really resent a lot of the teachers that I had growing up, and some were great, but many were few and far between. And so it's only recently that I thought about or talked to some friends about AI in the classroom that I really thought, okay, how could this have helped my experience be a little bit better? Because
Hmm.
everyone has a story of this amazing teacher that really helped them out to understand a certain problem, or to just believing them, when maybe they didn't have that from their friends, or their village, if you will.
Mm.
But I think those stories of these amazing teachers, I don't think they're the norm. At least it wasn't my experience. I think a lot of
Yeah.
people, teachers there, and it's not a disrespect to them, but they're there to do a job and go home and get paid, and live their life, or some do it as a calling.
Hmm.
And so if everyone isn't doing it as a calling and other people are just punching a clock, there's a lot of kids that are going to fall behind. And
Right.
so that's why I love that there's people that are so invested like you, that wants to harness the technology, that I think is going to be one of the biggest shifts in our economies and our societies that we've seen since the early 1900s. And I talked to some friends about it, and they think I'm being dramatic, and I don't think I even understand how drastic it's going to be. It's only been a year and a half or so since these chatbots showed up, and
Hmm.
they are eating everyone's lunch.
Hmm.
And but they're also really helping us with a lot of medical stuff as well, and that's something else. um, but yeah, I guess with that said, because I want to be respectful of your time, for everyone listening that might be using AI in education, or for those that are watching that or listening that want to create in this space, what are some of the things that you want to maybe help guide them on that path?
First of all, I would say if you want to get more information on some of the things that we talked about, you can get it right on my Substack. Um, the book is also available. Book is also available on Amazon. But one of the things that I would say is most important, and you kind of touched on this when you talked about those teachers that really made a difference for you, is the importance of the personal, what I call the personal exchange. So we can think of teachers as channeling three things in the classroom. There's the curriculum, there's managing the class, which is the network of students, but then there's that one-to-one personal exchange. And
Hmm.
one thing that everyone should keep in mind is it's that personal exchange, that connection between the teacher and the student, that is the most important ingredient in the success of a student. And anything that gets in the way of developing, maintaining that personal exchange, that personal relationship between teacher and student, is going to decrease the success of students. And so when you're looking to create new tools, don't get in the way of that. If people can remember that, I mean, then you know that's going to be a good guardrail to prevent a lot of the unhelpful developments that happened in technologies in the past.
I love that. So to make sure that, I guess, to protect the sanctity, if you will, of that teacher student two-way communication. And if it's not, then we'll probably end up seeing a lot of issues that we've seen social media bring into the world.
Absolutely. And if I could end on a hopeful note, you mentioned like everywhere there may be some teachers who are there for the paycheck. Um, you know, one of the predictions of AI coming into the world is that there will be some jobs that people are doing now that just won't be available anymore because AI will do them. However, the ones that will be there are ones that are somewhat termed the helping professions, right? So things where you need a human being, or you would prefer to have a human being in the room. Healthcare, hands-on healthcare, but teaching is also one of them. And in a world where AI is able to make teachers more successful, because that is one of the challenges of teaching. If you feel like you're busting your tail and you're not reaching all your students and you feel unsuccessful, it's very frustrating. It can lead to burnout and teachers leaving the profession. So
Hmm.
with those two things combined, first of all, that it's a helping profession that is going to be AI resistant as a career, and the prospect of being really successful with all of your students and really making a difference in kids' lives. I think that those two things could really serve to draw in people that are committed, that are seeing it as a calling, and that are excited to be there and have that passion that really makes great teachers. So I think the potential is there for a great future outlook.